You are about to experience the Drunken Peasants podcast, the greatest podcast in human history. Please recognize that this podcast is designed to be amusing and entertaining, and thus we engage in satirical comments, exaggerations, and even dirty jokes. If you are offended by such things, please go away and die. If you enjoy this podcast, we ask that you help to support its existence by contributing to our Patreon at patreon.com/DP. Contributors get regular access to monthly private shows, special commentaries, Google Hangouts with the peasants, and more. If you don't want to do that, you can also support the show by visiting audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants to get a free audiobook and access to over 150,000 audiobook titles, including great selections on science and skepticism. And if you shop on Amazon.com, we strongly urge you to use one of the Amazon affiliate links in the description section of our videos. You can help support the show simply by using our link to buy things you were going to buy anyway. Now that we've got all that shit out of the way, sit back and enjoy the show.
From the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Fuck it! Hey man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
What the fuck you talking about, atheist?
It's okay. You're nothing, TJ. You're garbage.
I just want to be liked.
You're garbage.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hello, welcome to the Drunken Peasants podcast, episode 212. Yes.
Smoke weed every day.
Episode 238, dude. It's gonna be the best one.
238, you think?
Yeah. Well, I don't think I actually know.
You know. So did you go to the future and find out and then come back?
I'm not at liberty to say that.
I think you are. I mean, you've already said enough already, Scotty.
I've said too much. I'm a foolish person. What can I say?
There's a link down in the description. If you use it, you can vote in a poll to let us know if you would come to a Drunken Peasants meetup in Columbus, Ohio in mid-April.
Mid-April.
It's probably going to be 21 plus. Maybe not. Maybe we can work something out where it's 18 plus. It's definitely not going to be, you know.
I just got a message from a fan saying, I'm 17 and I really want to go.
17.
Too late.
It's like, actually,
too bad.
You know, yeah, we're sorry, but no, we don't.
Got to draw the line somewhere.
We don't want to hang around a bunch of fucking kids. We want to drink and smoke.
Yeah, we're not the fucking Catholic Church. Come on.
Various other things.
We're not the Catholic Church.
Real topical, Scotty. Catholic church jokes.
It is pretty much topical. Read the fucking news. Read the news, TJ. Can you actually read, TJ?
Yeah,
Can you actually read?
Read the news 10 years
row,
ago.
row your boat, to the only song you fucking know. The only song you know.
Row your boat.
Your favorite Star Trek movie, TJ.
Gently down the stream. It's a
What
scary
is
song.
God need with a stuff?
TJ was
Very existential song.
recognized by
dream.
a wrestler last night.
Yeah, it was. It's true.
Yep.
We went to an NXT show, and a tag team known as the Vaudevillains came out, and one of the Vaudevillains like looked at me. His eyes got real squinty, and he said, "Are you who I think you are?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so."
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know, he had to go do his match and stuff, and then on the way back,
He was selling because he lost. On the way back, he was all selling like he was.
yeah, he's
hurt.
like sounding like he's injured, but then he like tossed me a peace sign. He like looked at me for a second and tossed me a peace sign, and then put it down immediately and like continued to look injured and shit. This is pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Speaking of injuries, I heard that fat tub of shit Paul's ego fell down the stairs.
Fell down the fucking stairs.
Yeah.
Win 5, Paul.
Paul, the only thing I'm sorry about is that Fail Army wasn't there with a camera.
I know. Seriously, somebody from World Star Hip Hop should have been there on the scene.
World Star.
Yeah, and then it'd be funny if there was a random black woman just popped out of the bushes and was like, "Oh shit!"
That'd be great.
Oh no!
Can someone tell me why it's called World Star Hip Hop when it has nothing to do with music? It's just people getting into fights and
maybe it started as something else. I don't know.
probably.
Yeah, I think it started as kind of like an underground hip hop video sharing type of site, and then quickly became what everything on the internet becomes, a hive of
cesspool
horrible
of shit,
misadventures and disgusting shits, like actual shit accidents in public. Like people with shit running down their legs, running a marathon. I mean, it's just basically kind of become the internet. But yes, I did. I fell. I ate shit. I was carrying our little dog Dinor down the stairs to the grass to take a piss.
Your dog is named Dinor?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice.
You had no choice, huh?
I don't know, Paul. I think we're gonna have to take you to court because we reserve the right of the use of Dinor.
Yeah, Dinor is a trademark of the Drunken Peasants.
I didn't realize that you guys were the Fine Brothers over here.
Yeah, you guys, we own the trademark on Dinor.
Is that some sort of Jew joke?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anti-Semitism on top of it all.
Yep. He's stealing our property, and he's an anti-Semite. Look at this piece
Paul
of
is
shit.
going to be in hiding.
I'm afraid your dog will
We're
have to
hiding
be
from my lawyers,
seized
Paul.
and destroyed.
Hey, I live in Texas, so come and get him. Come and get him.
All right.
Come and take him.
Oh shit!
What kind of dog?
I didn't know I had to go to Texas for this. Never mind.
Yes.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, never mind.
What kind of dog
Canceled.
is Dinor? Does he look like the actual Dinor?
Yeah, he kind of does. He's got a big puckered asshole, like a big bulb of an asshole, which is really like why we named him Dinor. He's like I don't know, dude. He's like a floof mallow. He's like this little ball of fur. He's adorable. He squeaks. I don't know. My fall was actually kind of heroic. What it really was in reality was a sad, depressed fat man falling down the stairs at 3 a.m. But in my mind, it was heroic because I was holding him, right? And I missed the last step. And so I was just falling, right? Now, normally I probably would have went down on my hands and knees and still hurt myself a little bit. But because I had this dog, I couldn't do that. So I hit my knees first and then lunged forward onto the grass. And at the last second, I tossed him to the side. He rolled harmlessly in the grass and my bulk landed chest first and kind of bumped my face too. So.
And they
Pretty
say
heroic.
chivalry is dead. You're a gallant person, Paul.
Hashtag Paul is hero.
I also lay my jacket in puddles for ladies when it's raining. So
Sweet.
pretty good guy.
Speaking of ladies, the new Ghostbusters trailer looks terrible.
Does it?
Yes.
It's just because you're a misogynist.
I know. I mean, I knew I was going to hate it because I'm sexist and I just object to anything.
Didn't you tell me Crack.com has already come out with something like that?
Crack.com has already published an article about how anyone who doesn't like the trailer is sexist.
Guess I'm a sexist then.
You don't like it? You sexist.
Well, I saw some SJWs on Tumblr today. Initially it was that was the narrative, is if you don't like it, you're a sexist. And then I started seeing people on Tumblr like SJW saying that the trailer's actually racist because of the way the black Ghostbusters portrayed.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same way the black Ghostbuster was portrayed in the other movies. It's like the 3 white Ghostbusters are scientists, and then the black Ghostbusters like some streetwise hood or some shit.
It's racist, TJ.
If there's a paycheck in it, I'll believe whatever you tell me to.
Yeah.
That was an Ernie Hudson line for me.
I saw Ernie Hudson at a Comic-Con one time, and he was dressed in his Ghostbuster uniform, walking around. None of the other celebrity guests there were in costumes. They were just dressed in their normal clothes.
Pretty cool.
He's like, if I don't wear this, no one will recognize me.
He was in 2 movies that he's really known for, The Ghostbusters and The Crow.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
I don't know, dude. You can't blame them for making this Ghostbusters movie because there is this storied tradition of taking really well-loved, really well-casted comedies and then redoing them with an all-female cast. I mean, there's this like huge market for that in Hollywood, and tons of examples of its success.
I want to, you know what I want the new trend to be? I want them to start remaking movies with big fat dudes.
What if they started remaking chick flicks with all dudes, like Fried Green Tomatoes with an all-male cast?
Yeah.
Steel Magnolias with all-male cast.
So you guys want neckbeard cash grabs? Okay.
Yeah,
man. Like, me and Paul could star in Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yeah,
Paul, you could be Kathy Bates, dude.
Yeah, it sounds good, man.
Lay out your homespun wisdom and shit. Yep. And all the female characters can just be total cunts.
Dude, I'm actually pretty sure that this would be a great movie.
You know, you probably would. Yeah.
We could call it Fried Green Potatoes.
That's awesome.
Fried green potatoes.
We need to Indiegogo this.
How about Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? That needs to be remade with an all-male cast.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hell yeah.
And Thelma and Louise.
The four of us could make that. There was 4 characters in that. There's 4 of us. Yeah.
I didn't even know. I know nothing about it except for the title.
Oh, sure you don't.
Sounded fucking
Sure
revolting.
you don't, Ben. Sure you don't.
Brotherhood of the Traveling Pants.
We could even get rid of the pants idea, because quite frankly, that's lame. And we could call it like Brotherhood of the Traveling French Tickler, and it would just be a movie about how we all we're all like starting to slump in our relationships, and then we get this French tickler in the mail, and all of a sudden our relationships are revived, and then I pass it on to you. Yeah.
Okay. On that note,
this is a magic French tickler.
On that,
it's crafted by. All right, fine. I was going to say it was crafted by the Atlanteans and stuff.
I'm sorry.
Apparently, Ben doesn't like
Ben knows
mythology.
best, TJ.
I thought it was time to stop talking about this horrible idea.
No, I thought it was time to keep going.
That sounds great.
Build upon this French tickler thing.
Hey, can I complain for a second and ask for screen sharing yet again?
God, Jesus fucking Christ.
God,
what's wrong with you?
Every week,
falling down the stairs, almost killing your fucking dog. What's next, Paul? What's next?
You know, if Paul doesn't react swiftly enough next time, his dog is going to be like flat.
His dog is going to be dead.
Yeah.
It's in pancake from after that.
Or is
I would have literally destroyed him. Like, it would have not been. He would have. There's no way he survived if I hadn't have pulled that last second maneuver.
What is your dog, like 3 pounds or something? What?
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
He's 2 months
fuck.
old. He's a Shih Tzu Maltese toy poodle mix.
Yeah,
so
dude,
he's literally like 3 pounds. Yeah, he would have
You've
been.
been like drenched in dog guts, like literally.
Yeah.
Come help me pick these dog brains out of my man boob hair.
All right, troll or not a troll?
All right.
Hi, Facebook.
Hi.
It's Chelsea. So today I hosted a phone bank for Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
And we were calling the states, like a lot of the Deep South states, for Super Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I've never gotten emotional over politics before. And I'm still learning, and I think it's really important. But I think it's really important that everyone knows that the people that we called, many of them, unsurprisingly, were voting for Trump. And I just want you to know that the people that are voting for him are really sick people.
Okay.
That refer to human beings.
Human beings?
Human beings?
As animals.
What? These Mexicans are animals.
And it actually made me sick.
Wow.
It was really disheartening. And I don't think anyone...
I found out that there's people out there who disagree with me.
Like, I don't know. This chick looks like she's maybe 20 years old. Like, where has she been living for the last 20 years that she doesn't know that there are a bunch of retard, inbred fucking rednecks in the South? What did she think she was going to be calling? Like somebody that was going to offer her, like, oh, come on down and sit on the porch with me. Have some lemonade. Let's talk politics like sensible
How about some
adults.
sweet tea?
Yeah, we'll get some sun
sweet
tea out here.
Yeah, sweet tea and lemonade.
No. Of course, when you're making fucking calls to the Deep South for Bernie, 90% of the calls are going to be like, no, I don't like them niggers.
Fucking communist.
I remember when I told my stepdad, who is a redneck, that supporting Bernie Sanders, like, but he's a socialist. I'm like, yeah, me too. Ah! That was his reaction. Ah!
Going to hell, TJ.
That's a human that has feelings and sense.
Leave Brittany
can
alone.
sit through hours
what do
of
you guys
talking
thinking? Not
to
a troll?
people
Or a troll?
that
Not a troll.
believe
Not a troll.
that
I would say not a troll too.
just because you weren't born in the United
Yeah, I would say not a troll.
Not a troll.
Not a fucking troll.
Yeah.
That's
Not
been
a
the
fucking
first-
troll.
It's been the first unanimous troll or not a troll in a while.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
true.
that's sweet.
I like it when it's mixed up like that. You know,
That was pretty clear, though.
Yeah, I don't think that.
her crying looked real to me.
Yeah, it looked genuine.
And nothing
So-
she said was like beyond the pale stupid. She just seemed really sheltered.
Either
naive.
not a troll or very talented actress.
Agreed.
All right, here's some more news clips. Man, there's so many news clips coming out now that all this presidential
Oh
shit
yeah,
is going
man.
on.
Our jobs are like going to be like 3,000% easier now.
Yeah.
Now they got this election bullshit to America's favorite pointless pageant of bullshit.
Guess what Trump did
Politics.
now? Guess what Hillary said 10 years ago?
Dude, I think it's hilarious because it's totally fracturing the Republican Party.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's beautiful.
It's pretty hilarious.
The Democratic Party's getting pretty fractured too. but
not in the same-
not the same way that
They're not getting personal against each other. Like Bernie and Hillary are not
Bernie
getting
isn't
personal.
like, I heard Hillary Clinton's cunt smells like tuna. You know?
That would be great if
It'd
he
be
said it,
fucking
though.
awesome if he just did, though.
Smells like tuna. Yeah.
Tuna.
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 Nobody cares about your damn emails.
It's pretty good.
Let's see.
Ben can impersonate most politicians.
Well, let's hear your Ben Carson, Ben. You have a Ben Carson?
I don't know. I'd have to practice. I've literally never tried that one before.
Man, we'll have to be in a coma first.
It's got to
Just take like 50 Ativan first.
Like really calm, like this, and
Yeah.
talk like that.
It's got to be kind of like the Michael Jackson impression that everybody does
But
from
deeper.
South Park, but lower in pitch.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't think that. It's got to be something like that.
Yeah, like that.
You guys just sound like Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, no fucking way. Anyway,
You're a very special person, Paul.
Here's Biden, Vice President Joe Biden in Mexico.
Wow.
He apologizes to Mexicans for Republican rhetoric.
There's been a lot of damaging and incredibly inaccurate rhetoric.
Does he say? Does he say "and" twice in a row? He's like and. Hold on, I gotta see that.
It was just a
There's
little
been
stutter.
A lot of damaging and incredibly inaccurate.
Four times,
rhetoric.
actually. 4 times.
And
I feel almost
They
obliged
just
to
wheeled Biden out
apologize
to go to
for some of
Mexico.
what my political
Tell the
colleagues
Mexicans we
have
don't
said.
hate them.
It is about Mexico, about the Mexican people. It's a heated campaign season. And, I just want you to know, Mr. President, that the most heated of the rhetoric you've heard from some of the competitors for the nomination for president is not who we are as the American people.
Well, doesn't
It is not
yeah, some of them are.
Hold on. Doesn't the election kind of determine that? I mean, and plus the fact that Trump is so popular with so many people, and Cruz pretty much has the same position. The fact that the entire, Republican Party pretty much has this like staunch, like fuck immigration kind of thing going.
Yeah, the funny thing is though, is that Trump's mom was an immigrant, and he's been married to 2 immigrants.
Okay, but she wasn't from Mexico.
They were white immigrants, Ben.
She wasn't a rapist, Ben.
It's ridiculous.
Why is it since the
Mexico's
last
not
time...
sending over their best people. They're sending over rapists and thieves.
That's true. Why is it that since the last time I've seen Biden, his face has turned into a liver-spotted fucking catcher's mitt?
Dude, I know, right?
He is old
was-
as shit.
That's because they shoved him in the broom closet for 8 years, and you never see his ass. So
Yeah, because when he does emerge every now and then, he does weird shit like creeping on little girls. And
Oh
shit.
yeah, like smelling their hair. And
Yeah,
shit. Oh,
yeah.
I forgot about that. You're right.
Biden is a fucking weirdo, dude.
Yeah, you got to keep Biden hidden away.
That is the view of the majority of the American people. It's the exact opposite. It's the opposite view.
The opposite view.
It's the opposite view. We love Mexicans.
Clearly not.
That's only true because there's so many goddamn Mexicans here now that of course they gonna agree with Biden.
Here's some clips from the CBS GOP debate with Trump yelling at Cruz, basically.
Cool. I like this slugfest bullshit.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I like Donald. He is an amazing
I like him. I like him. I
But
like
his
him.
policies for most of his life.
Thank you very much.
Could you have more of a weenie voice?
I know, right?
His policy.
I love Donald.
I love Donald. He's a great entertainer.
Like what?
Yeah.
Does he have testicles?
Imagine that guy giving like a State of the Union or something.
Ugh.
Appreciate it.
For most of his life, his policies have been very, very liberal. For most of his life, he has described himself as very pro-choice and as a supporter of partial birth abortion. Right now, today, as a candidate, he supports...
All right, I've never heard anyone just be like, I support partial birth abortion. Like, that's not...
Even people would support, even if someone supported it, they wouldn't say it like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, no one comes out and like, I support partial birth abortion, which is basically something Republicans fucking pretty much made up. Whole cloth used correctly.
Damn. In my face.
Federal taxpayer funding for Planned Parenthood. I disagree with him on that. That's a matter of principle, and I'll tell you...
You are the single biggest liar. You probably are worse than Jeb Bush. You are the single biggest liar. All right. This guy lied. Let me just tell you. This guy lied about Ben Carson when he took votes away from Ben Carson in Iowa. And he just continues. And today, we had robocalls saying Donald Trump is not going to run in South Carolina, where I'm leading by a lot. I'm not going to run. Vote for Ted Cruz. This is the same thing he did to Ben Carson. This guy will say anything. Nasty guy. Now I know why he doesn't have one endorsement from any of his
White Knight
colleagues.
Trump.
All right, John, I get to respond.
from the buffet there. He's a nasty guy.
I will
He's
say,
a nasty guy.
I will
He's
say
a
it is
real
fairly
prick.
remarkable to see Donald defending Ben after he called him pathological and compared him to a child molester, both of which were offensive and wrong. But let me say more broadly. You notice Donald didn't disagree with the substance, that he supports taxpayer funding for Planned Parenthood. And Donald has this weird pattern. When you point to his own record, he screams, liar, liar, liar. If you want to go...
Where did I support it? Where did I support it?
If you want to go...
Hey, Ted, where did I support it?
If you want to go and watch the video, go to our website.
Hey, Ted, where
You
did I
can see
support it, Ted?
out
Now,
of
don't tell me
Donald's
about a
own
video.
mouth. When we
Where
were
did I support it?
You supported it when we were battling
Don't
over
tell me
defunding
about the
Planned
video.
Parenthood. You went on
That's a
television
lot of
and said
nonsense.
Planned Parenthood...
I love this. This is great.
Trump strategy. You're lying. You're a liar. That's
I love
it.
how there's not even any substance whatsoever in any of these Republican debates. It's just like a big...
He's an asshole. No, he's an asshole.
No, they literally talked about penis size.
I know.
Yeah, like, Donald Trump, like this morning, I think, like announced, or maybe it was last night. He like basically said, like, yeah, my penis is huge. Don't worry, America.
Yeah. He said he had nothing to worry about or something like
This
that.
is like the best
We'll watch
political
that
race
clip.
ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
does
Sweet.
wonderful things, and we should not defund
Oh,
them.
it does do wonderful things, but not as it relates to abortion.
So tell
They
me, what
do
are the
some-
wonderful
excuse
things?
me.
What are the wonderful
Excuse
things it
me.
does?
There are wonderful things.
I love how Donald Trump is the only one with like a somewhat nuanced view on Planned Parenthood.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's so strange.
It's like, all these other guys like, it's evil, it's the devil. Donald Trump's like, well, they do a lot of good things. And then it's like, what? How dare you break from party dogma?
Yeah, how dare you insinuate that other services are given to women at Planned Parenthood other than just chopping up fetuses?
According to them, it's 97% of the other services. Abortions are about 3%.
Partial birth abortions, though, and they selling baby parts on the black market. I saw a video where they were selling little baby fetuses to be fed to tigers at the zoo. And they were still kicking.
I love that whenever they try to like rein these debates in and cover
to do
something
with
of
women's
substance.
health.
You see,
But
you and I
not when it
disagree on
comes
that.
to
Hold on,
That's
sorry.
Not
John,
when it comes
the
to
reason
abortion.
principle
That's
matters.
where I draw the
John,
line.
the reason principle matters The reason principle matters, sadly, was illustrated by the first questions today. The next president is going to appoint 4 Supreme Court justices. If Donald Trump is president, he will appoint liberals. If Donald Trump...
Yeah, Donald Trump's going to appoint Noam Chomsky to the Supreme Court. Sure.
According to Ted Cruz, it's true, TJ.
Donald Trump, man. He's a liberal.
I like the split screen shit. You know what I noticed about the Republican debate, too? When any of the minor candidates were ever featured, besides Cruz, Trump, or Rubio, they would speak for a second, and then, even if they kept talking, they'd cut them off. The camera would cut away. But Donald or Cruz could just talk on and on. They never cut away. They never even imply they would cut away.
Yeah, every other candidate, if they hear that ding, 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 it's like it's over for them. But, Trump and Cruz and Rubio, to a lesser extent, can get away with just, talking past that thing to their heart's content.
There was literally no moderation at the Fox News debate last night. They just they would they would talk over each other constantly. It was just Donald has resorted now, and it's working, I think, to just going, oh yeah, this guy, this liar right here is gonna during the whole time somebody's talking. He just will continue to even when they try and get on to substantive topics, what's your foreign policy? Who would you appoint to the Supreme Court? Donald Trump just drags it back down into a dick measuring contest. Every question. It's the funniest thing to watch.
I have clips of the Fox News debate too, so that's going to be interesting. I mean, Megyn Kelly was the moderator, wasn't she? Again, and
yes.
Her and Trump had some issues previously, so
Trump walked right up to her and slapped her in the face with his big cock. He's like, yeah, bitch. How you like that? And she's like, ah.
Man, one thing you really can't take away from this Republican debate, it's really fucking entertaining. I will say that.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. President, your Second Amendment will go away.
Hold on, before,
you know how I know that?
The Second Amendment's gone.
John Roberts, Ted Cruz, with your brother, wanted John Roberts to be in the United States Supreme Court. They both pushed him. He twice approved Obamacare.
All right, gentlemen.
My name was
My name was mentioned twice.
Hold on, gentlemen, we're in danger of driving this into the dirt.
You gave us
Senator Rubio.
What do you mean driving it into the dirt?
It's already in the mud, dude.
Yeah, it was flushed down the toilet before it even began. What are you talking about, in the dirt?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you guys are risking going beyond the dirt down into the fucking molten core of the earth. I mean, fuck that.
Turning it to the fucking center of the earth, dude.
This entire debate, is a partial birth abortion, man. It's just chunks of an actual debate mixed with just placenta.
I'd like you to. You want to jump in here?
A liar.
I understand. You're on deck, Governor.
You're on deck. One of my heroes, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan.
Oh, come on.
Was a liberal maybe in the 1950s. He was
Reagan.
a conservative reform.
Get
Reagan. I want to mention Ronald Reagan. Reagan.
I gotta take exception to something he said about a good friend of mine, Ronald Reagan. Oh God, man.
Ronald Reagan. One time Ronald Reagan placed his hand upon my shoulder and he said, "You are my spiritual and intellectual successor."
You know the other one they always use? We're the party of Lincoln.
His dad was Ronald Reagan's vice president.
Sure.
I'm sure he did know Ronald Reagan.
I'm just saying all these guys do that. Like Ted Cruz used to fucking brag, I was in Reagan's private jet. He took me in there and he anointed me as the chosen one.
Yeah, Reagan is like Republican Jesus, basically.
He really is. He really is.
Governor for 8 years before he became president, and no one would suggest he made an evolution for political purposes. He was a conservative, and he didn't tear down people like Donald Trump did. He tore down the Berlin Wall.
Okay, Governor.
And he's a great guy.
He tore down the Berlin Wall.
Senator Cruz,
Personally, he did
30 seconds on this.
Reagan fucking went to Berlin and he hulked out and smashed the wall.
We'll move on to newer stuff.
Why don't these guys just fucking come out here and just fucking each take a big shit right on the stage and we can just see whose turd is longest and that's who wins?
That's a pretty weird way of determining it, but sure, why the fuck not?
Is it any weirder than this?
Shit contest. I don't know. All right, so...
Or maybe they can shit onto a scale and whoever's
see what
heaviest.
this is. Oh, this is great.
Then Chris Christie would win. Though.
This is great. Like, this guy... you know how every news channel has, like, the guy that goes and, like, exposes corruption and that kind of shit?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Like, that's what this guy's doing, and watch what ends up happening to him.
Huh?
Don't touch me, sir.
It only costs $35,
Sir?
Bust this man in the mouth.
Sir, who are you?
None of your business.
And what do you have? Why are you touching me? Don't touch me. This is assault right now. And we'll call the police if you don't let go.
Good, let's get him down here.
Call them. Are you stealing from customers?
Yeah, I am.
Your son's facing some pretty serious charges, and you seem to be back in business now. In a new place where people don't know you. We'd like to...
Oh, shit. The old man rocked his ass.
Clock that
dude,
motherfucker.
He did warn him. He did warn him, dude. He had him by the lapel for about a good 5 minutes with his fist up, so you tried to follow him into his business.
That guy, he tries to grab his shoulder, man. Bam! That's pretty sweet.
Don't you dare attempt to go in my business. Don't you dare. Now you better get your shit and get it gone before that man gets here.
Well, we'll be calling police, and you'll be arrested for assault, sir. You just punched me in the
You're
face.
trying to get in. No
Sir,
one
you were holding the door.
No one invited you in there.
And you didn't tell us not to go in either. And you just punched me in the face.
Yeah, and I'm going to punch you again.
You better walk away.
Yeah.
Punch him again. Punch him again.
Hello? No, I called the law, and then he tried to follow me in there. I busted him. I busted him in the mouth. I'm fixing to bust him again.
You go ahead, sir. If that's what you want to do, you go ahead. You'll be arrested for assault.
You know?
He's already. You already said he's gonna be
We have it
arrested
on
for
camera.
assault.
I don't care what you got on camera. I never seen such a bunch of low lifes as you people anyway. If my son was arrested,
1608 Atlanta Road.
He'll do whatever needs to be done.
Yeah. I know. The gentleman who just called you just punched me in the face, and I'm bleeding at this point.
Good.
I'm
bleeding
a
at this
reporter
point.
for CBS Atlanta
He's
News.
gonna be bleeding worse if he don't get off my property.
Man, this guy is fucking awesome, dude.
This guy's awesome, but he's so clearly gonna fucking face criminal charges.
This is my role model.
dude.
I mean,
Yeah, he's in
at this
trouble.
point. At this point, now he's saying like he's gonna not worse gonna happen to him. It's like fuck. Now he's saying he's like gonna shoot him pretty much.
Man, he's on his property, man.
Yeah,
Fucking
dude, he's just a
Castleac,
relic.
dude.
He's a
Castleac.
relic. He's a relic of an earlier time when you could just punch another dude in the chin and he'd go, "Oh, gee whiz, I better get off this man's property." We
That's
didn't just
true.
like immediately dial 911, you know? Like he's a
Teacher, I
dinosaur.
got hit on the playground. The bully pushed me down. Come do something about
If
it.
anything, the news reporter's younger. Should have whooped that old man's ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Should have been
with
a
that.
brawl.
Man,
Hit him in the head with the microphone. Be like, you're stealing.
that little faggot news reporter couldn't.
Yeah, he
fucking
looked like a
take that old
pussy.
dude on. That old dude was a tough old dude. That was a wussy ass young dude.
All right, here's the 11th GOP debate in 90 seconds, and this is the Fox News one.
Sweet.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Nice to be with you, Megan.
Great to have you here.
In this campaign for the last year, Donald Trump has basically mocked everybody with personal attacks.
He referred
Oh, here it is.
to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee it.
Yeah! Trump's cock is huge! Headline: Trump, biggest cock in America.
In America.
Okay, well, Trump is all fucking style and no substance. Of course he's not going to ever talk about any policy issues. Didn't you see he went to his website and he had 5 issues listed?
Yeah,
TJ?
there's literally 5 issues there. It's pretty funny. Any other? You go to any other politician's website, they have a whole plethora of issues. Donald Trump, 5.
This Republican debate contest has literally become a dick measuring contest at this point.
I love it.
Like it literally measuring each other's cocks on stage is what's next.
I think that they should just all agree whoever's got the biggest dick is president. Or at least the Republican nominee. And hey, by that standard, Hillary would lose automatically too, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
So the Democrats should adopt that too. Then again, Ben Carson might have dropped out.
Hold on.
I hope you can.
The audience cannot understand when you're talking over each other.
Count to 10, Donald. Breathe.
Lion Ted.
Breathe.
When they're done with the yoga, can I answer a question?
You cannot.
He's very flexible, so you never know.
Do you believe in CNN? I mean, I know we're with Fox.
Do you think that Donald Trump is naive about the threat that Vladimir Putin represents?
I'm not biting. Let me just take you around the world, okay?
Back in January, you gave an off-the-record interview to the New York Times.
If tonight you tell the New York Times to release the audio, they will do it.
I have too much respect for that process to say, just release everything. I would not do that.
Okay.
But if, in fact, you went to Manhattan and said, I'm lying to the American people, then the voters have a right to know.
No, you're the liar.
They said that the plaintiffs against you are like the Madoff victims.
This is a civil case, very easy to have settled.
And you know what they got in these courses? Stuff you can pull off of Zillow.
Let's see what happens at the end of a couple of years when this case is over.
We need to learn to respect each other.
Megan, let me just ask the voters at home, is this the debate you want playing out in the general election?
Yeah, it'd be pretty awesome. It's pretty damn entertaining.
I mean, we're moving towards fucking Thunderdome. Come on. It's just going to be a battle to the death to decide who's our leader in a few years.
2 men enter, 1 man lead.
You know, come on. Who cares?
This is like the 5th CNN politics video we've watched that they just put some fucking annoying, whiny club track behind. Like, is this the new... This is the new news media now? Just like
it really is.
indecipherable, out of context clips with a booming bass beat.
Well, you know, this is just outsourced. Probably they probably hire some people, pay them hardly anything, and all they can do is like, well, we're not smart enough to actually say anything. So
Also,
we'll just play some music.
Can
over
you
it.
even call this politics at this point? CNN politics. It's like CNN dick measuring contest.
Well, that's just the debate itself. I mean, they're doing that to themselves at this point.
Yeah, it's like, we can't help it if they're calling this politics now.
All right, here's Supreme Court justices divided on Texas abortion law.
Okay.
Stop the sham! Stop the shame! Women's rights are not a game!
Outside the Supreme Court, demonstrators made their voices heard on the most significant abortion case in more than 2 decades. Inside, with Justice Antonin Scalia's seat still draped in black, the 8 justices seem divided on the Texas abortion law that has 2 controversial provisions, requiring doctors at abortion clinics to get admitting privileges at nearby hospitals and
Which
clinics.
the hospitals refuse to. The hospitals refuse to do that. If you provide abortions, these hospitals in Texas are not just going to say, "Oh, okay." They're going to say, "Nope, you can't have residency here. You have privileges here." So that's one.
Upgrade their facilities to hospital-like standards. Opponents say the
because you need like a hospital-like environment to give a woman a fucking pill.
The complication rates are extremely low. I saw it on John Oliver. I think it was like 0.0037%.
0.0.
Had complications or severe complications.
Don't you think that the fact that the 8 justices left on the court remain divided underscores the fact that we don't even have like a process started for a new Supreme Court judge? Like, what is Obama waiting for on filling this fucking seat? Like, every second that he spends not putting a fucking name out there is one more second they can say, "Nuh-uh, man, press it's too close to the end of your term."
But if you read the Constitution, the Senate, you can send it to the Senate, but they don't have to act on it. There's no time frame where within 6 months. There's nothing like that. The Senate and Mitch McConnell, the Senate leader, has already said he's not going to take up the issue at all.
I say we just never replace any more Supreme Court justices. We just have this current court, let them dwindle down, and when there's only one left, they're the grand arbiter, and then it just passes on through their bloodline till the end of time. You know, it's a longevity contest at this point.
These onerous requirements are a veiled attempt to put abortion clinics out of business, but supporters say the law makes it safer for women to get abortions. The 3 women on the bench, joined by Justice Stephen Breyer, hammered the state's lawyer about whether the law is medically necessary and places an undue burden on women.
This is all bullshit. The Republicans have been doing this since Roe versus Wade. This is just another attempt to try to limit the access to these places to people that need the services. We all know they need the services, and now what's going to happen in Texas? We're already seeing data that's showing there's more unplanned pregnancies, there's more STDs. This hasn't been beneficial to anyone. It's just fucking stupid. is this fucking Christian fascism in America. So that's all this really amounts to.
Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg said,
Christian
quote,
fascism,
the focus must be on the ones who are burdened. This is not a problem for the women who have means to travel. Candace Russell says the law has created such long waits at clinics she had to fly to California to get her abortion.
Getting on a plane and flying 1,500 miles away is just not an option for many of the women in our state.
But Texas says the requirements are necessary, and a majority of the women in the state will have access to an abortion clinic within 150 miles.
Bullshit.
It's common sense health and safety standards that are being challenged by the abortion industry because they put profits
abortion
ahead
industry.
Of health and
What a fucking straw man.
Fucking standards. That's retarded. They're not common sense standards at all. This is totally a political thing. This has nothing to do with health standards or anything. And the fact that these Republicans can never just come out and tell you what the fuck they're actually doing. They always have to have some flimsy pretense of like, well, actually, we doing this. We just trying to make sure everybody's safe. Because all of a sudden, that's what we care about.
I'm worried about health and safety in the Planned Parenthood in here in Texas. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take all the abortion services out of the city centers and move them into these like weird little obscure places where nobody can get to. And then all the poor people that need access to these services will have to hop a Greyhound bus for their safety. For their safety. So we make sure it's clean. Because we can't put clean abortion facilities and clean family planning facilities in the city center. No. We can't do that. No. It's ridiculous.
I'm going to open my own abortion clinic, It'll be underground. If you want an abortion, just write me, let me know. I'll just kick
TJ's
the shit out
Abortions
of you.
Underground has the best abortions in this town.
Yeah, exactly.
Interestingly enough, TJ's joke is what happens when you limit access to abortions. You have women like fucking going to shady people like Kermit Gosnell and shit. The fucking abortion butcher doctor. The creepy guy that would pull living fetuses out and suck their brains out with a straw. Yeah, that's the health and safety features of moving abortion clinics out of your city centers.
I'll just whack you in the belly 15, 20 times with this baseball bat. That'll take care of it. Don't you worry none. There's always the coat hanger method.
Before the law, there were about 40 abortion clinics in Texas. Opponents say the law will cause 75% of them to shut down. But the conservative justices seem skeptical the law was to blame for the closures. All eyes were on Justice Kennedy, who seemed careful not to tip his hand.
The 4 liberals seem quite intent on striking down the law. The 3 other conservatives seem willing to uphold it. And so Justice Kennedy really is the swing. He seems skeptical of both sides, and obviously his vote is critical.
And it was tough to tell which way Justice Kennedy was leaning, but at one
I've already made up my mind, but I'll act like I haven't just to fuck with everybody. Yeah. I'm really contemplating this one.
point, he suggested sending the case back down to the lower court so that more evidence could be presented about the clinic closures. If there is a 4-4 tie, that could mean that the lower court's ruling will stand and this Texas law will be upheld.
Woo! Yeah.
Yay.
Democracy.
So happy to be here.
Maybe that's why we should have an odd number of Supreme Court justices so this doesn't happen. I don't know. It's a crazy thought.
Let's see. Oh, Hillary Clinton lays out plan to help American workers.
She's going to suggest to big business strongly that they, treat American
We
workers
encourage you to
fairly.
hire more workers and pay them more. No. Okay, encourage them.
How do we raise incomes and create the good jobs of the future? Now, on the Democratic
Vote for Bernie
side,
Sanders.
we agree on a number of things. But I don't think we can answer that question by refighting battles from 20 years ago. Anyone running for president owes it to you to come up with real ideas, not an ideology, not an old set of talking points, but a credible strategy designed for the world we live in now. And that's exactly what I'm here today to do.
Yeah. Bernie's old. That's basically what that whole little speech was. Bernie's old. He living in the 60s.
He's talking about Martin Luther King. I'm talking about Kanye West.
That's true. She posed for a photo with Kanye and Kim Kardashian as if she couldn't be more hated.
And one important tool to support both small and big business is the Export-Import Bank, which helps businesses reach new markets and compete for new customers. Now, unfortunately, Republicans in Congress, along with Senator Sanders, have tried to kill it repeatedly. He also stood with Republicans against another important job-creating tool, the New Market Tax Credit, which has helped steer investments into neglected communities. Now, that doesn't make sense to me. We should never let ideology get in the way of helping Americans find the good jobs they need and deserve.
What does that mean? We should never let ideology get in the way? Well, maybe he just has a different vision on how to accomplish it.
Yeah, you don't have an ideology, Hillary? I mean, maybe you don't.
She doesn't. That's what she's saying. She's probably saying, like, I don't have an ideology or core set of principles. I just do whatever I feel like in the moment. Vote for me, Hillary Clinton.
Well, that makes you want to vote for even less. It means like you have no integrity, you have no principles, you have nothing you stand for, you have no ideals.
Hey,
all you
don't
have
let
is
ideology get in the way of helping the American people. And by the way, I, Hillary Clinton, am an American person too, so gotta help myself a little bit here and there. Help myself to some of that Goldman Sachs money. But don't worry, I'm on your side. I'm gonna tell Goldman Sachs what's what after the check clears, you know. Oh yeah. She's got your best interest at heart, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, here's
totally believable.
Here's some clips about the Donald Trump versus Mitt Romney.
Can I just say there is no Donald Trump versus Mitt Romney. There's Mitt Romney shadowboxing and Donald Trump not even giving a shit.
Yeah, it's true.
There's plenty of evidence that Mr. Trump is a con man, a fake.
Mitt is a failed candidate. He failed.
Yeah!
Yeah, more.
Oh, yeah!
CNN!
Woo! CNN is like
It's
high-octane
my honor,
thrill ride.
Real honor and privilege to endorse Mitt Romney. You can see how loyal he is. He was begging for my endorsement. I could have said, Mitt, drop to your knees. He would have dropped to his knees. Mitt is tough. He's smart. He's sharp. Mitt was a disaster as a candidate.
Donald Trump has shown an extraordinary ability to understand how our economy works. He inherited his business. He didn't create it. To create jobs for the American people. Donald Trump is a phony.
You know, it's like as this video suggests that these people are all disingenuous fucks. What a shock!
Exactly.
They'll just say anything. Oh man, this is so shocking to see them change.
You know
their
who's different though? Hillary.
Oh yeah.
I mean, basically, Hillary in her last video just bragged that I'm just like these guys. I just change what I say depending on what's going on now. I mean, sure, everyone changes a little bit on issues and shit, but I mean, these guys are literally polar opposites of where they were the last election
Donald
cycle.
Trump is a visionary businessman and a leader of the community. You know, Donald Trump is a con man and a phony. Trump is like, he's strong, he's great.
The truth is that Bernie is an old man with an old set of ideas about equality and equal application of justice and, fair corporate tax rates and closing of loopholes and tax codes and, all these old, outmoded ideas. My ideas are like mutants, man. They're just constantly growing a new tentacle. Here's another eye on my opinion about abortion.
Oh, yeah. She's evolving. She's a very evolutionary candidate. And these guys are, too. They're wonderful. I love them all. I hate consistency. That just pisses me off, man. I see some candidate who's been consistently delivering the same message for decades upon decades. I'm like, man, that shit's old hat. I mean, sure, almost every country in the European Union's used it to success, but, fuck it. We're America. We gotta do shit our own way. Our own way is ass backwards and has failed us so many times, but just gotta stick with it.
Trump University.
It was very nasty. I mean, I thought he was a...
One time in Albuquerque, I was doing my laundry, and some people trying to recruit people for the Trump University thing came up to me and tried to get me to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you consider it?
There was like a... No. As soon as they told me Donald Trump was involved in it, I was like, fuck no. But yeah, they rented out like this little, store space It was like the Donald Trump University space.
Weird.
And yeah,
dude, people paid like $35,000 to go to that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Person than that. I'm so honored and pleased to have his endorsement. Dishonesty is Donald Trump's hallmark.
My wife called just before. She said, "Darling, would you please react presidentially? Be presidential." I said, "Yeah, but I have incoming. When you have incoming, you can't be too presidential."
Yeah, man. I feel you.
When you have incoming, dude. When you have incoming.
All right.
The president's never under attack, you know. So
here's some Ben Carson to get things livened up in here.
Woo! Yeah, I can't wait to see Big Ben.
Now that I am leaving the campaign trail.
Yeah.
But even though I might be leaving the campaign, you know, there's a lot of people who love me. They just won't vote for me, but it's okay.
Look, the Republican fucking debates have turned into a dick measuring contest, and you're a black guy. You got this locked down, Ben.
Man. We need Ben Carson for America.
You dropped out too quick.
That's not a problem. You know, I will still continue to be heavily involved, you know, in trying to save our...
We'll never hear from him again.
Yeah.
You're never going to see Ben. Like, you know, maybe for a couple weeks you'll see him here and there, but, you know, you'll see him about as much as you see Herman Cain now.
He'll show up late in the next election cycle when the Democratic candidate for president, the situation, is there, and he'll show up late to kind of disparage him, kind of like Mitt's doing to Trump.
Oh yeah. Only Mitt made it a lot farther. Why is there always... It seems like in every Republican election cycle now, the Republican Party real early on flirts with the idea of like, maybe we'll nominate a black guy. And then, like, you know, once it actually starts, it's like, nah, we're not going to do that. White person, okay. It was Herman Cain last time, and it's Ben Carson now. And they're always batshit crazy. Yep. It's never. It can't even just be a normal conservative black guy. It has to always be a batshit crazy black conservative.
What was Herman Cain's plan?
999 plan.
999.
It was the Sim City plan, dude. He wanted to just set everything to the tax rate in Sim City.
999.
Yeah, and then also he quoted like lyrics from Pokemon the first movie as like a great poem and shit, which makes me wonder if Herman Cain was just a very elaborate troll.
Why are the Republicans always so interesting like that?
I don't have facts to back this up.
They're always just weird and crazy. It's like I mean Hillary is just so bland. I mean, and Bernie's like, okay, Bernie's Bernie.
What's crazy is like if you're like actually like a sane candidate like Kasich, you know, he's not too crazy. I mean, he's just a normal kind of conservative guy.
Sure. Yeah, he's the establishment Republican. Like, he would have won, you know, like 10 years ago.
But, you know, they see him and they're just like, nope, not like the voters are like, nope, that ain't crazy enough for me.
Too sensible.
That's not even close to crazy enough. Do we want Rubio Android crazy? Do we want Cruz Weasley crazy? Or do we want blustering bravado Trump crazy? You know what? I think we'll go with that one. I will say Mitt Romney has far more immaculate hair than Trump, though. But that's not hard.
Yeah, definitely has better hair.
That's because Trump is combing like a giant mullet over the top of his head.
Yeah,
so it's really, it's hard to make that look, you know, like good no matter what. Like that's one thing about Trump I'll never fucking understand. The obstinance in keeping that fucking retarded hair for as long as he's had it. Like, why wouldn't you pay the best surgeon in the world to graft somebody else's fucking scalp onto your head at some point?
Yeah.
Like
he can afford it.
Yeah.
He just thinks it looks good, I guess. He's crazy.
We have to save it. And I'll be involved in a lot of different things, including My Faith Votes, which is an organization that is going to try.
Look at the way he holds his hands when he talks. He looks like a like the servant of a villain. Like, yes, master. Let me wash your boots for you, master. Let me lift your shoes for you.
Yes, the plans.
And his neb.
Because in 2012, 25 million evangelicals did not vote. The margin of difference was only 5 million.
Wow.
So it gives you some idea how important that is, but we have to get these people registered, and we have to get them to understand that they have to play a role.
Okay, do you know most of these people that you're talking about are just like about as ignorant as could be? Like they're people who don't even know there's like other planets and shit. They're just like, only book I ever read was the Bible, and I read it 342 times. It's like, okay, you know, you don't really want these people voting.
If you translate his speech out of like politician speak, it basically boils down to, we really need to start scraping the bottom of the intellectual barrel here in the United States. We need to hit those hardcore evangelicals, those people that never questioned something that was told to them their entire life. Those are the people that, you know, make up our base. Like, that's an admittance there.
It's awesome. Yeah, man, we need that evangelical vote. It's great.
Because a lot of people in the faith community, they say, God's got it under control, so I just don't really need to do anything. Well, one of the ways that God controls it is through us. So we have to do stuff.
Yeah! Damn right. One of the ways God controls it is through us. And that's why I am going to control you to doing what I say. And then maybe next election cycle, I'll have a chance. Yeah, I predict once again that we're not going to see Ben Carson for a very long time. He's gonna, in 2 weeks, he's going to vanish, and it'll be a miracle if we ever see him again.
Next one, Donald Trump reverses his stand on torture.
Okay.
On principle and on substance, I think, Jeff, you bring up a great point about sort of the dearth of substance of these debates, and I think a lot of people would agree with you on substance, specifically when it comes to the U.S. military and on waterboarding. Let me just play some sound. This was Donald Trump speaking earlier today.
Throughout the Middle East, they're chopping off heads of Christians. They're chopping off heads of people. Anybody gets in the way. They're drowning 30, 40 people at a time in heavy steel cages.
Look at his hair.
As far as I'm concerned, waterboarding is absolutely fine, but we should go much further. And I got a standing ovation. Standing ovation.
Then he followed up later today. Let me just read the statement. I will use, this is Donald Trump, quote, I will use every legal power that I have to stop these terrorist enemies. I do, however, understand that the United States is bound by laws and treaties, and I will not order our military or other officials to violate those laws and will seek their advice on such matters. I will not order a military officer to disobey the law. It is
when a presidential candidate has to come out and like explicitly tell you that. This is fucking awesome.
And the reason he has to
I'm not going to break international law. I'm not going to commit war crimes. I mean, I am, but here's a statement that's saying I'm not.
Yeah, the reason he has to explain it to you is because in the previous night in the debate, he told you he was going to. Like, I'm going to go way farther than waterboarding. You know, we're going to be sticking, like, hot pins and needles into people's nuts and cutting off fingernails and pouring salt on them. You know, and then the next day, no, I'm not actually going to do that.
I'll respect our treaties. Don't worry, everybody. It's all cool. I got a little carried away on the podium there. Don't worry.
That as president, I will be bound by laws just like all Americans, and I will meet those responsibilities.
Yeah, Trump. Woohoo! Like Trump's PR fucking firm. You know, in all fairness, it's not like the U.S. Government doing shady shit has like stopped under Obama or something. So,
someone made a video talking smack about your. No, someone made a video critical of certain things that you left out of your Nuances Dead video.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff gets left out. I mean, that was kind of one of the points of that video, though. Is like, you know, there's no way to possibly get into everything. But, you know, sure. Yeah, I'll listen. Whatever.
Hello, everyone.
I
am the Outspoken Realist, and today I'm going to respond to the Amazing Atheist's video, Nuances Dead, and SJ...
I don't really hate him. I think he's okay.
Yeah.
I see him comment on our videos. It's usually pretty positive, but...
Yeah, he is actually a fan.
I hate how he views himself as my equal, though. That kind of disgusts me. But whatever, you know, it's all right. I guess that delusions of grandeur are fine. Whatever. I can accept this flaw in his character.
W's piss on its grave. First off, I have no problem with anything in the video. It's not just a good video, it's a great video,
Yeah,
and I'll
suck
link
that
it in the
dick.
description. You should probably watch it before watching this if you haven't already.
Yeah.
My problem with it is what's not
You said
in
you
the
had no
video.
problems.
As
Fuck
the
you.
title suggests, TJ goes after SJWs and makes great points about how they're basically allergic to nuance, and the same way people like me are allergic to bullshit. TJ makes this really well thought out argument tearing apart SJWs, but leaves a glaring hole. Everything he says applies.
Fucking gaping hole.
Shit, TJ, you left a glaring hole.
I left a glaring hole in Paul's ego's ass too.
That is true.
Remember that? Remember that time?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've forgotten that. I've forgotten having your fist up my ass about a month ago. Yeah. Yeah. Forgot about that.
I thought you might have moved past it. I heard.
Man, TJ, really just riding this fisting thing, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm building up anticipation for the sequel, episode 300.
The fistening.
Shit. Episode 300.
Paul gets fisted too.
Episode 300.
Revenge
the
of the
fistening.
fist. Yeah. The fist.
Should it be Revenge of the Sphincter or something?
No, it's Revenge of the Fist.
Okay.
Because the fist is angry from last time because it didn't. It should be called Revenge of the Fists because it's gonna be a double fisting next time. So-
There's no possible way that I can take two fists in my ass.
You just need to train. I'm gonna send you some equipment. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Applies to the anti-SJW movement as well. There is this huge, blatantly obvious problem in the skeptic community.
It's gonna be Hughes. It's gonna be Hughes.
That nobody is talking about.
Yep.
It's bubbling under the surface, and everyone is just ignoring it. And again, that problem is that the anti-SJW movement is becoming just as toxic as the SJW movement. And I could sum that up with one perfect example that addresses the heart of the issue. SJWs will automatically label you as a sexist, racist, misogynist, etc., just for saying something that challenges their narrative. On the other hand, anti-SJWs will automatically label you as a regressive, Muslim apologist, or even an SJW just for saying something that challenges their narrative.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely, we've seen that. I mean, that's like the AIUs and the live life blah blah blahs and shit. These people out there that, you know, they have this mentality that anybody who disagrees with them is a regressive and a beta and cucked and all this other stupid bullshit.
But there's a huge difference because the SJW movement actually has traction. Like, look at the mainstream media. Look at everything we're seeing now. It's not like, well, yeah, the other side, there are toxic people. I'm definitely going to admit that, but I don't really see them getting any sort of credibility.
I mean, and
given to them.
look at the main people on, at least on YouTube, that are prominent about making anti-SJW videos. It's like Sargon of Akkad and Thunderfoot and myself and Teal Deer or TLDR. You know, the Mundane Mad. There's a bunch of fucking channels that are about this, and most of them are not these closed-minded, like, you're a regressive cuck kind of bullshit. That's not really super popular. What's really popular is people who are pretty fucking reasonable guys, and girls like Shoe on Head and shit. So yeah, I don't really think that it stands up to scrutiny. I mean, like, I feel like in feminism, there's a huge movement that has this sort of quote-unquote toxic, want to label everything they don't like as sexist or misogynist, or they don't want to address arguments. They don't want to allow or permit any nuance to enter their worldview or poison their ideology. You know, and there are people on, you know, like I've been critical of MRAs, I've been critical of MGTOWs and red pillars and all that shit. But you know, they're such a small, they're so small and fringe and off to the side and not really, they don't really represent most people. I mean, that's a very fringe thing. Whereas in feminism, it's like that's the mainstream. I mean, that's Anita Sarkeesian. That's, you know, all these movies being remade with just, you know, the same movie, but now it's a girl. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I just think that these girls should have their own fucking stories, you know? I don't think they need to just remake something that they already made for boys, but now it's girls. You know, but I actually do encourage these feminists out there to, like, create their own art rather than just bitch about the art that exists. I mean, you know, at least have like something of your own you can point at and say this is what's good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think your characterization is accurate. I don't feel like, the two sides are equal. I kind of feel like they're pretty pronouncedly different. Maybe there's assholes on both sides, but I think that there's way more assholes on the feminist side. I think it's the majority of them, whereas on the MRA side, it's a minority. It's a fringe, and those people, they're kind of, looked down upon, I think. I don't really see them as being like a huge majority. So I don't know if that pretty much will address anything else you're going to say in your video. Let's see.
The anti-SJWs are becoming a mirror image of the SJW movement.
No, I mean, it's just not true. Yeah, so your premise is, in my opinion, faulty. I'm sure I'll get a YouTube comment about, well, what about, so, whatever. You'll write it and, we'll discuss it then, or you and the audience will.
If you say something that challenges either of their narratives, they automatically strawman you as the extreme opposite. Anti-SJWs are just as opposed to nuance as the SJWs are.
No.
Now, I'm an anti-SJW, TJ's an anti-SJW as well, but this doesn't apply to us because we're moderates. I'm talking about the hardcore far-right anti-SJWs.
There's always going to be extremes.
AIU, Live Life, and the thousands of morons that follow
totally
those
obscure.
assholes.
They're totally obscure.
I'd say people like me...
Compared to Anita Sarkeesian and the feminist people that are getting popular. I mean, look, it's mainstream to be a feminist and to be an SJW. It's not even uncommon.
Especially
look at
on
the Oscars.
like college campuses. You see these diversity quotas happening on the Oscars. You see way more diversity quotas happening in movies, even if the Hollywood sensibilities can't evolve fast enough to please the SJWs, because of course Hollywood is a slow lumbering beast, and these people want instant change like they can get in like new media, like basically the feminists snap their fingers and all of a sudden
BuzzFeed Studios presents
but even things that didn't used to be SJW and even rallied against stuff like that, like College Humor. I remember they used to mock the SJW stuff. Now they publish it. Crack.com used to be a fun site. Now it's all SJW shit all the time. There's another example I had. I'm forgetting what it is though. But yeah, I mean, you've seen a lot of publications take that turn, like Huffington Post. I used to go on Huffington Post and agree with most of the articles on there. Now it's like just an SJW rag. Young Turks used to think they were good, used to view them as a good independent source of like news and new media, really exciting what they were doing. But now they just seem beholden to these PC regressive liberals like everybody else, or deferous is another term I've heard for them.
TJ, Sargon, Mundane Matt, Repsion, Paul's Ego, Thunderfoot, etc. I'd say we're all moderates. Steve Shives is at the far left, and AIU and his fans are at the far right. But they think they're moderate, and that's a problem. I see too many right-wing so-called liberals pretending to be moderates when they spew the same hateful rhetoric as the far right and use the same dirty tactics as the far left.
What is the fetishization of
like
this word moderate? Like, why is it a good thing to be a moderate in this country? Like, being a radical leftist doesn't mean that you're an SJW. I consider myself to be left of pretty much most people that I've run into in my life, maybe with present company accepted. But I don't understand why people want to be this, like, I don't like being lumped in and labeled as a moderate. I don't think I'm moderate on most issues of import. I don't think TJ is either.
I don't consider myself a moderate either. If he wants to say that we're moderates in his worldview, that's fine. I don't consider myself a moderate. I feel like I'm pretty strong in most of the positions I take.
I would say you're a moderate, TJ.
Yeah. You're a moderate, Scotty.
I am, TJ. I'm moderate.
No.
You're a moderate, TJ.
I'm not no moderate.
You're a moderate, TJ.
Fuck
Just
you,
admit
Scotty.
it. Just admit it.
Fuck you.
Dude, Ben knows you're a moderate.
Yeah, you are.
Feminists like Anita Sarkeesian criticize non-existent sexism in video games. So-called skeptics are criticizing non-existent feminist propaganda in movies.
Alright, so why I walked out of Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Like, come on, you can't deny that that is what it is. I mean, it's basically a remake of Star Wars with, now it's girl Luke, everybody. I mean, I have no problem with it. I like the movie. I think it's a good movie. But it was done well. But, I mean, you can't deny that is what's going on. I don't know if it's necessarily directly linked to the whole SJW thing on the internet. I think that, you know, that there's evolving sensibilities all across the country to various degrees and shit, and J.J. Abrams is one of the guys that really kind of pushes for that kind of stuff. But, you know, I can't fault J.J. Abrams for taking his principles, like, I think there's not enough diversity in movies, and then actually doing something about it. Like, I'm going to create more diversity in movies and show people how it can be done. That's fine with me. What I hate is these people who just want to bitch and complain about it, but they don't create anything. The only thing they create is more complaints. And maybe that's hypocritical coming from me, an internet ranter, but whatever. You know, I've never given myself an exemption for my own criticism, so that's pretty much where I stand on that. I think it's probably about time we take a little break here, and we will be back in, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes with some more show for you guys, so don't go nowhere. I know some of you will, but you're bastards. At least give us a thumbs up before you fucking
Don't fall down the stairs like Paul
somewhere
did.
else.
Don't be like Paul.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Watch the show.
Back soon. Stay tuned.
message you're listening to. Music on 99 Wi-Fi. Let's start to think this out.
right, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. You know, TJ, I was just looking at you and I realized that your beard is getting really long, and you know, winter's coming to an end, so maybe it's about time you cleaned up your face a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think so. My beard is too luxuriant and beautiful. But I noticed you shaved your beard recently, though.
Yeah, I did shave off my beard because I thought maybe let's see what it looks like if I take it off, because we're always, growing our beards really long here. But I went ahead and spent $15 to get a starter set through Harry's.com.
Yeah, I was actually doing some research the other day on best razor blades, so I went ahead and visited Harry's.com. It's easy to use and navigate. Ordering is really easy with Harry's.
Yeah, I mean, why pay $32 for an 8-pack when you can get better blades for half the price of Harry's. I mean, for that starter pack, you get a razor, 3 razor blades, and moisturizing shave cream. Now, Harry's doesn't like to discount because their prices are already really low, but we've worked out a special offer for you guys. Harry's will give you $5 off your first order with promo code PEASANTS. So stop overpaying for a great shave. Go to harrys.com right now. That's HARRYS.com. Enter coupon code PEASANTS at checkout to save $5 and get your starter set for only $10. Boom.
Awesome.
Boom.
Boom goes the dynamite.
And boom goes the dynamite, ladies and gentlemen.
Boom goes the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What are you shitting?
I know my sunglasses.
Oh, shit. Here, Scotty. Wear these, quick. Oh, you have them. Never mind.
Yeah. Fucked up.
You fucked up, Scotty.
Let's get Z.
You ruined the show. You ruined the show, Scotty. You ruined the fucking show.
I'm actually going to commit seppuku after the show's over.
Yeah, man.
What's up?
You should be sucking Paul Zigo's dick, Scotty.
Really? Why?
I mean, yeah, one, you'd have to find it. Cause didn't Paul say his penis is beyond small? He said, it's beyond small?
Because everyone always hated Scotty. Everyone always hated Scotty, and now everyone hates Paul instead.
My penis is
I should
meager
resent
in
Paul for that.
comparison.
And if we get Ryan Wiley on here as like the 5th drunken peasant or something, then everyone will hate him and think Paul's great. And then we got to get someone even worse than Ryan Wiley if there is a person like that. I don't know if there is. I don't know why I'm picking on Ryan Wiley.
Paul,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know
pretty sure
why
you
you- I don't
described
know why
your
you're-
penis as...
Why am I dredging
as
up that
a
whole
stick
fucking-
bug holding a grape? Wasn't that what you said, Paul?
I don't know why
Stick
you're
bug
picking
holding
on
is
me, TJ. Like, basically, Paul's ego, one step above Ryan Wiley in quality.
Yep.
Like, God damn.
One small step, Paul. One small,
As far as my penis
insignificant,
goes,
teeny tiny step.
my
No, he's
penis
got
is
he's got a way
average.
bigger dick than you.
It's an average penis. It's it's really unimpressive, but it's not tiny. It's
I thought the words you used were below average. I thought I heard you say that, Paul.
well, maybe, like when I watch porn, I feel below average. Let's put it that way.
Oh, compared to porn. Oh, no, Paul. I think you said just compared to the people in the locker room.
Ryan Wiley, though, I feel like he's one of those guys that has like a disproportionately and uncomfortably huge cock. You know?
Really?
Yeah. I think it's like large to the point where most people would find it off-putting.
Pretty strange to say about something you don't like, TJ.
I don't know. I just got that feeling about him, man. Sometimes you could just tell by someone's facial structure.
Is it more than a feeling, TJ?
It's more than a feeling. I don't know. No, it's not. I don't even know if I really believe that. I think I'm just trying to be interesting. But we got more videos. Crazy people.
Oh.
Thank God. You know, one day he's going to put it like way after the video so we think it's not there.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones that doesn't have it. Boom! Ah!
I'm still waiting for it right now. Like, I thought that's what he was about to do. Just the delayed manatee.
The delayed manatee. That sounds like an official term for something. The delayed manatee. We got to come up with what that means.
He's been hitting us with these manatee fastballs all this time, and now he's just going to throw us a curve or something, or a changeup.
Oh God! All right, so
This is
this
gonna
is
be good.
this is white privilege is a thing. That's what this video.
Trey Melvin. This is a commentary. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. Wow, such a long intro.
Up today feeling like
a sip of
clocking
Coke.
some bitches. So as y'all know, it is Black History Month, and throughout the month, I have been and will continue to drag quite a few individuals. If I sound nasally right now, I apologize. I'm low key sick as fuck. I just want to start off by giving a huge.
Can you not get through a sentence? Can you not get through a single sentence? Look at these jump cuts. I mean, like, what are you editing out? I want to see a pile of all the shit you edit out of this video. I want to see all the flubs. I want to see all the I want to see all that. I would rather watch that than this video. I can already tell. But okay, I'll let you speak. I'm sorry.
Shout out to.
I guess it's my white privilege to interrupt you, though. So, you know.
White people who understand white privilege. I can't even begin to express how much I admire white people who don't sit there and act like white privilege isn't a thing, who understand their privilege and how they benefit from their privilege and are vocal about it, because that can't be easy. I was high as fuck the other day and I was just sitting there like, wow. As a black man, I obviously understand the black struggle simply because it's my struggle. And I couldn't possibly wrap my head around this kind of
That's
struggle.
like a common misnomer, isn't it? I don't know if misnomer is the right word there, but it's like a common misconception, like you understand the struggle because you've experienced it firsthand. Like, that doesn't mean you understand, like, all of the socio-political implications of the struggle. Like, you don't have some broad view where you understand it more deeply than anyone else can just because you personally experience it.
Well, that's why anecdotal evidence and personal claims are not really
that's like saying
as solid evidence.
I mean, that's like saying, like, I was in a car crash, so I have a deeper understanding of car crash statistics than other people do. It's like, no, that doesn't jive. That doesn't add up. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid.
But he was
fucking
black,
stupid.
though.
It's fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah.
TJ, you're just racist, though. Trump.
He's not even that black. He's 1/8 black at best.
Check your privilege, TJ.
If I was anything but black. So for those of you who don't necessarily understand it because you don't feel it, but can acknowledge it and are willing to be educated on our oppression and learn from us and listen to us and fight with us, thank you so much, because I know that it takes a lot to grasp. Even as a 23-year-old black man.
Just that language alone, I don't know about you, it just makes me not want to go anywhere near this person ideologically. That, like, come to me, be educated, come to our side, and let us put you up on what reality is like. Like I, as a person that's lived on this earth for 35 years, don't understand what the fuck is going on. I need to come to you and sit at the feet of the fucking SJW guru.
Teach me.
Some more white privilege. Paul explains.
Paul just doesn't think he can learn anything from a black
Mansplaining,
man.
Paul. White-splaining, too.
Racist. Shameful, shameful racist.
Still so much that I have learned and still have to learn about my struggle. Now, I'm not giving y'all a
Part of my
motherfucking
skin
cookie.
is like black, like really black.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Stop appropriating
You can
black
probably
culture.
stick that over here. Yeah. You want to stick that?
Ben is appropriating it.
Yeah, look at this.
The colors.
Ben's got some black.
Ben is not black, TJ.
Ben's got partial
He's trying to
blackness.
diminish their experience, TJ. Stop it, Ben.
I would say a good, 10,
Stop diminishing
15%
Ben.
of Ben's arm is black.
No, he's not. No.
Maybe not 50.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Probably 5.
0%, TJ. 0%.
But there's some black there. That's what I'm saying. And it's way blacker than this guy is black. Ben's black is like solid black. This guy is more like a mocha or something, I'm just saying. So
Fucking
really,
racist.
there's probably the same amount of blackness on Ben as there is on this guy.
I used to
On
think
Ben, it's
Ben
just
was
more
the show's
concentrated.
racist. I used to think Ben was the racist on the show, and Paul, but damn, TJ.
Shut up, cracker.
For being good people. You can make bad choices and still be a good
Punky-ass
person.
bitch.
But I know that it can't be easy to almost be forced to understand
I could
something.
talk about black people because I'm transracial, dude. Listen, I like fried chicken, I like girls with big butts. I don't really like rap music, but, that's like 2 out of 3, So I'm pretty much black at heart, I understand the black experience. I don't like police. So there we go. What do you think, Scotty?
It's not funny, TJ.
You're not funny?
I said it's not funny, TJ.
You're not funny. Scotty.
I said it's not funny, TJ.
It is funny.
I don't want to be funny, TJ. I want to be serious.
It's really funny, dude.
This is a serious issue, TJ. How many unarmed black men have been killed in America just this year, TJ?
Probably like,
how many last year, TJ?
I don't know, probably like 300 or something.
You don't understand the struggle, TJ.
I really don't know how many.
Just a joke to you.
How about you tell me?
A lot.
Something that you don't experience, something that you virtually know nothing about, and something that you never asked for to begin with. As for the rest of y'all motherfuckers, you don't have to kill someone to be
Like, why can't we call you letting me in on your struggle, you telling me about your life and how you came about your worldview? Why can't we call that a conversation? Why do we have to call it an education and use language like, you have to be forced to understand this? Like, why can't we just converse like 2 adults about it? Is
Paul,
your struggle
you're
so
old-fashioned, dude? You're
so
old-fashioned.
deep and so fucking mysterious that you can't explain it to me over a series of conversations?
Paul, you're beholden to ideology, all right? You know, really, you're right. You got some ideas. They were interesting in the past, but now they're over, and you just need to accept it and embrace.
Yeah, Paul. It's not It's not the 1860s anymore. It's not Jim Crow anymore, Paul.
Yeah, you know, back in your day, maybe you could force a black person to so quote-unquote converse with you, a white man who has all the privilege and power in the conversation. But he's taking that power back, Paul. He's tired of your white-splaining bullshit. He don't need to have no conversation with you. He needs to tell you how the fuck it is, Paul.
You're gonna be forced, Paul.
And you'll sit there with your white privileged ass and you'll listen and you'll obey. That's your privilege as a white man. I love that. I mean, like, I love the contradictory nature of this shit. White people are privileged, and that's why all white people got to do what I say. It's like, okay, so we're privileged in that we get to obey you. Is that basically how this is working? I don't get it. I don't see that as a privilege.
An accessory to a
There's a
murder. All
punishment.
you got to do is know about it. All you have to do is be made aware of said murder, and you are automatically tried as an accessory to the crime. By simply having knowledge of the murder, you are in fact helping the murderer either commit the crime, evade detection, or escape. Having knowledge of a murder is just as bad as burying the body.
Okay.
Y'all white privilege doesn't exist, motherfuckers. Y'all all lives matter, motherfuckers, are accessories to the black struggle. You motherfuckers think Black Lives Matter insinuates that other lives don't. No! Black Lives Matter insinuates that Black Lives Matter too. It isn't.
Why don't they say that then?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you name your organization Black Lives Matter too? That would explain a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if that's what you mean, I mean, it's just 3 more letters. Might as well add that motherfucker in there, don't you think? Bypass all this confusion.
An anti-white movement. It is a pro-black movement. You see, the new face of racism is not in-your-face racism, but structural
All right,
racism.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you go down to the South and go converse with some rednecks, and you'll see that, yeah, racism is pretty much still in-your-face racism, and the shit you're talking about is not really racism.
Also known as white privilege. We aren't saying black lives are more meaningful than everyone else's. We are saying black lives are just as meaningful as everyone else's. The Black Lives Matter movement isn't about separation or segregation or disengagement. The Black Lives Matter movement is about inclusion. Whether you believe it or not, our lives are jeopardized every single day. And we are doing nothing.
Everyone's lives are jeopardized.
Well, also, the Black Lives Matter being a group of inclusion, there's been many instances of that being totally to the contrary. They're like, unless you're a person of color, we don't want you at this meeting. This is basically a safe space.
I wonder why they don't want people at those meetings. Is it because they're saying things that they don't want people to hear?
Well, no. What their claim is that it's no longer a safe space because you're just going to sit there and
Because white people are dangerous. Yeah, because white people are. Because when they're sitting there in these fucking meetings, like, man, we go fuck white people. They're a bunch of fucking oppressors and blah 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 blah. They don't want some white person standing up being like, excuse me, that's not really true, because that would make them feel unsafe. You know, I feel unsafe when people disagree with me.
It's just like the sad thing about the Black Lives Matter movement for me is that it's ideologically, I guess, probably not far from a lot of things I would agree with. Like, I do agree that, like, a black man walking around on the streets is in a lot more danger from police harassment and shit than a white man is. I want to solve those problems. So I spend my time talking about, like, how we need to advocate for fucking body cameras and gun cameras on every police officer in this country so that they can no longer get away with shooting people in the fucking back. That's what I do. See, I advocate for things like that. You have spent this entire fucking video telling other people how they're supposed to react to the things that you say, telling me that as a white man I need to be educated by you. Do you think maybe it's your tactics that are turning people off to the Black Lives Matter movement? Do you think maybe busting into the library at the local community college isn't the right way of doing it? I don't know.
Paul, it is the right way, and you're racist. That's all I have to say.
More than bringing awareness to that. These analogies have been used before, and I'm going to use them again. Firefighters do not sit and point at burning houses screaming, all houses matter. You don't attend charity banquets that bring awareness to breast cancer and scream, all cancer matters. Or maybe you do, because you're white and you can get away with that. I don't even have words for black people who do not support Black Lives Matter, for black people who have the audacity to spit in the faces of your brothers and your sisters with that all lives matter bullshit. But you white motherfuckers, you kill me. Again, thank you for those of you who do understand, who do listen, who do have our backs. But as for the rest of you, you fucking kill me. You don't know a damn thing about what it means to be black, how it feels to be black, how little our existence truly.
He breaks down everything into this, basically this false dichotomy: you're white or you're black. You hold these views or you don't hold these views. It's like, so what a person actually thinks is irrelevant. It's just, if you're black, you're supposed to support this movement.
And you black people out there that don't think like I do, you make me fucking sick.
Uncle Tom,
you make me fucking sick.
Don't let that Mexican in here.
It's too late. I'm already in.
Oh,
gross.
Has Trump built the wall yet?
Don't let that Mexican. No, Trump didn't build the wall around the drunken peasants, unfortunately. So now there's a Mexican that's infiltrated.
God
I
damn
snuck
it!
through.
Can't Trump be president already?
Nope.
Fuck.
Still have to deal with me until then.
Ugh, I can't wait till they round you up into the death camps. I mean,
oh, there's going to be a death
deport
camp.
you. No, I mean, like Trump. I mean, Trump's plan to deport them all is totally unfeasible. So I figure the real plan is like genocide.
Relocation camps, TJ, and we're having the very finest people design the cots, by the way. Very comfortable, high-quality mattresses. Only the best.
Yeah, that's great. I love Donald.
Evil. Donald Trump.
Matters in this country that was literally built for the success and the survival of the white man. You don't click on these videos that attempt to explain this shit to you, to listen. You don't click on these videos to get an idea of what the fuck we're talking about. You don't click on these videos
so you're
to
really
understand.
going out there and listening to other ideas. You've not made up your mind, and you basically have your ideology is almost set in stone. You're really out there going, you know what? I want to hear the other side of this. I want to hear some other opinions. I want to hear different opinions. I want to hear a range and diversity of views. And then you're saying other people don't want to do that? I mean, yeah, sure, there's closed-minded people, but they're definitely on both sides, and you're definitely amongst them.
How dare you,
But you
Scotty?
see, he's black. So
This
he's
man
special.
is black, dude. This man is black. Any criticism you have of him is racist, Scotty.
Exactly.
This
Yeah, I
guy's
love
smart.
how
He knows what he's
he's
talking
now-
about.
He's now explaining to us how we have to watch his video, how we have the mindset we have to come into his videos with. Like, yeah, okay, all right. This is like Luis.
Is it black
Can you?
Is it black privilege to control what I feel about everything he says? Is that how this works?
Yeah, to pre-engage your fucking reaction, to let you know before you even watch the video the mindset you need to be in to watch this video.
Cool.
You can't come in with any adverse ideas because Black Lives Matter people have made buffoons out of themselves all over this fucking country, blocking off fucking college campuses to fucking kids that are on their 5th student loan and just want to go to class. Like, that's not the way you win people to your fucking cause. Do you think sitting here and calling me, like telling you motherfucker, you white motherfuckers, like, is that, am I going to go, oh yeah, let me go to this guy and learn what he's got to say. Let me go into this video with an open mind. It's called You Dumb White Motherfucker. All right, let me click on that.
And where we're coming from. You click on these
What the
videos
fuck?
to argue.
Yeah.
Simply because our argument makes you uncomfortable. You click.
You haven't even made an argument. You've not even said anything. You've basically just this entire time you've been talking, all you've done is tell us how we should feel about things. You're trying to basically bully people into having the reaction you want them to have. Otherwise, they're breaking some unwritten rules of how you think the world should work. Well, sorry, other people have their own fucking ideas. How about you learn some tolerance, bitch?
How dare you say that to a black man, TJ?
On these videos to tell us that we're wrong, that we're over-exaggerating, when you don't have to worry about becoming victims.
Okay, over-exaggerating is the stupidest word ever. Exaggerating covers it just fine. You can't over-exaggerate.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. You're a dipshit.
Racist, TJ.
You know, TJ, I really feel like you're over-exaggerating.
Black people can't talk no good.
I love it too. He's like, you want to come here and tell us we're exaggerating, we're over exaggerating. And then like 15 seconds earlier in this video, you white motherfuckers, you dumb white motherfuckers, just want to come,
What are we supposed to think? Look at the way you conduct yourself. Yeah, now I'm tone policing him, right?
Yeah.
Law enforcement and the judicial system alike. You don't have to worry about your teenage son's unjustified death being mocked. You don't have to worry about informing your children of the harsh realities of systematic racism. You don't have to worry.
I mean, the Halloween costume thing is just ridiculous.
Well, what about when Bill Maher wore that costume that mocked the death of Steve Irwin, and he got a bunch of shit about it? You know, what about people wear offensive Halloween costumes?
Yeah.
It's like a thing. It's like you think that guy put on the blackface and had someone else like fake shoot him because he thought it was totally okay to do? No, he did it for the express purpose of offending you.
Yeah, he was Trayvon Martin, right?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna make fun of this because I'm gonna piss people off. I'm gonna be politically incorrect. I'm gonna do this big incendiary thing. It's almost like Halloween is a date set aside to do shit like that. I don't know. What do I fucking know? I'm crazy. How dare anyone mock something that's serious? You should only mock things that aren't serious.
And how fragile are you if a fucking Halloween costume is the biggest topic you can bring up? Like, if that's the big offense that you're fighting against, where do I sign up, man? We gotta really fucking tone down Halloween.
About being articulate and well-spoken without people being surprised. You don't have to worry about what you
Okay,
wear.
well, let me just say, you're not articulate or well-spoken, so don't worry about it. You're not going to hear that shit from me.
How you act or how you carry yourself without being labeled an idiot, a thug, a lowlife, a gangster. You don't have to worry about your hair or your skin color or your cultural accessories as the reason why you didn't get a fucking job. You don't have to worry.
Actually, as a guy with long hair, I do have to worry about shit like that. There's definitely people that judge you for having long hair as a man.
Well, he would say, well, you chose to have long hair.
Yeah, well,
he didn't choose to be black.
They choose dreadlocks or whatever other fucking hairstyle they do, so fuck that.
I knew a girl who dyed her hair pink and they wouldn't let her have her job at the hotel or whatever until she dyed it brown again. So, I mean, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about.
There's definitely, like, white people come up with issues with their hairstyles and shit, too. So
tattoos and piercings, too.
And it's also a total fucking red herring, too. Like, where's the court case? Somebody was almost going to get hired, but then the guy was like, you almost made it, son, but that kinky hair's just too much for us here at Macmillan Corp. Sorry, can't employ you. Like, like, that might have happened back in the 60s and shit, but is that still happening? If it is, there's probably a few millionaires wandering around out there that are black. Because that's a fucking lawsuit and a half. What are you talking about? You have to worry about your hair at a job interview. So do I. I have a long-ass beard. Like, if I have to go to a fucking job interview, I'm going to have to trim this shit back.
Yeah, just go as white guilt, Paul. That's all you need to do.
Flintstones.
The job will be yours, Paul. The job would be yours immediately. Yeah. They'd be like, look at this fine, clean-shaven young man.
Look at this desperate sad sack. We could probably milk him.
Sad sack.
He'll be a good work
mule.
mule.
Is a bit darker than most. You don't have to ever worry about being labeled a terrorist when, to my knowledge, you obtained and built and sustained this motherfucking country via terrorism. You don't have to worry about being affected by negative stereotypes that have been perpetuated and ingrained so much into American society that people believe them to be fact. You don't have to worry about explaining why cultural appropriation is a bad thing. You don't have to worry about speaking on any particular subject without being the sole representative for your entire race. You don't.
All right.
Yeah. The level of hypocrisy in this video is just stunning.
You don't have to worry about none of these things.
Moving on to Wild Bill.
You actually don't have to worry about any of those things either.
Yes, he does. He's black.
Finally, after years of crying about institutionalized racism with zero evidence, turns out there may actually be evidence that racism might exist outside the twisted brains of flaming liberals. Hello, everybody. Wild Bill for America here. The New York Center for Disease Control has reported some shocking examples of racism. Here's what they said. Quote, if you are a white woman, your risk of being diagnosed with HIV is pretty small, lower than the odds of dying in a car crash. If you are a gay black man, the chances of getting an HIV diagnosis are closer to a coin flip. The article went on to reveal that 43% of black men who have sex with other men will be diagnosed with HIV. For Hispanic sexual perverts, the rate is 22%. And for
Perverts. And Hispanic sexual perverts that have sex with other men.
The Hispanics are better at wearing condoms. I guess they just don't make condoms big enough for the black cocks. Sad.
Yeah.
Sad what happens to them.
Sexual perverts who have sex with other men, the rate is only 10%. There you have it.
Us white people are very
Biology
cautious.
is racist. Time to file a civil rights lawsuit against God.
It has nothing to do with biology.
Biology is racist. That he's really stretching.
Time to file a civil rights lawsuit against God.
This disease or virus or whatever can spread to anybody. It's just a matter of like the behaviors of those population groups. It's nothing to do with biology. It's not like black people are more prone to get AIDS or something.
Yeah, it's probably just they're probably engaging in more risky behaviors and not using sexual protection.
Yeah,
It doesn't need to be sex. You can pass unclean needles. All that needs to do is it needs to touch your bloodstream, and then you're fucked. So.
Oh yeah, there's a variety of ways to get AIDS, but the most common way is through sexual contact.
Well, yeah, it's because we all do it. So.
Well, don't laugh. God-hating liberals would have sued God a long time ago, except that they have no idea where to find him so they can serve him with a summons.
Neither do you. Why don't you teach me?
Where's God?
Wild Bill knows.
Where's God? When shit goes down.
He knows where God is hiding.
You're really singing a shitty ICP song right
It's
now.
the greatest ICP song of all time.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Miracles is better, dude.
I don't know about that.
Do you notice and recognize miracles?
You guys are both wrong.
Another.
I wonder if the dude in the last video
I
had
stab
AIDS.
people, yo. I stab people.
Which one? There's two.
Yeah, there is two.
I
The
cannot
first
believe you're talking about this.
No, I think the second one's better. They have a great line in that song.
I love Waffle House. I stab people there. They're so shitty and dumpy, they don't even care.
I love that line.
And it's true.
It is true. It's
Question.
the truest statement of all time.
Is God, the designer and controlling force behind biology, homophobic? In other words, is God mentally ill? The HIV virus is only one threat faced by men who gamble with their lives by engaging in homosexual acts. When you figure in...
Only homosexuals get HIV.
Well, God created that virus.
It's more prevalent in that community because that's the community it first arose in. And obviously, the black community has not done as much to protect itself, probably because they're, tend to be in more impoverished areas, don't have the same access to contraceptives or sexual education or any of that shit.
Okay, but you have to remember, he believes God is the creator of everything, the universe, every single thing.
Yeah,
God
well,
created.
that's just
so
wrong.
God created AIDS.
I'm not going to entertain that notion.
But I mean, under his worldview, that's what that he's basically saying. God wants him to get AIDS and die.
Well, yeah, I mean that's.
Then
what
why does he
believes.
give
Of
it to
course
straight
is.
people?
What?
That's straight people who dared to have sex with someone who had sex with gay people somewhere down the line.
That must have been. Wild Bill's still sporting that early 80s attitude about AIDS, that it's the gay plague. It's all just the faggots.
Gay measles.
Syphilis, rectal cancer, herpes, on and on and
It's
on,
God's
including the mental
judgment.
destruction that results in tragic numbers of suicides by homosexuals. It pretty much demonstrates
I'm
that
sure you
homosexual
find it real tragic. I'm sure you're real shook up about it, Bill. I'm
behavior
sure that's real sad for you.
devastates every life it
They
touches.
could convert to Christianity.
Now, to listen to the liberal left, they act like God set some kind of trap for them and is now punishing them because of who they love. Nothing could be further from the truth. God designed the human rectum to be a toxic waste dump, and if you don't want to get sick, hey Ryan, if you don't want to get sick,
You're saying hi to your boyfriend mid-gay rant?
Wait a minute. Can you imagine being this guy's neighbor and walking by and hearing him going, they decided to make the human anus a toxic waste dump.
Yeah,
oh, hey, Ryan, how's it going? Holy fuck, man. Oh.
That's just my neighbor Bill. He likes to get out there and make his videos for the YouTube. Personally, I think he's a nut bar, but he ain't so bad once you get to know him.
play in a toxic waste dump. God laid down the law on that, and every person who plays in the toxic waste dumps are violating God's clear
So
rule.
wait a minute, Bill, you ostensibly straight guy. Are you telling me you've never fucked a woman in the ass?
It's a toxic waste dump,
Impossible.
TJ.
I mean, God.
TJ, sex is only for procreation.
Right. I hope he hasn't procreated, though. He's never mentioned kids in any of the videos I've seen of his. Maybe he's infertile.
I don't think so, or they've left his life.
Yeah. Maybe they got brainwashed by the liberals.
I imagine Bill just kind of like waits around until his cock is like just not masturbating or anything, until his cock is just ready to explode at the first sight of vagina. And then he just like prods his wife and he's like, honey, it's time for me to dump another runny load of semen in you. And she just kind of assumes the position. He strokes twice, blows a big old load. Like, how sad is your life, Bill? Get in some ass. I bet your wife will like it too. Play in that toxic waste dump, baby.
You won't get AIDS, we promise, probably.
And as the book of Romans puts it, they are receiving in their persons the due penalty for their error.
Yeah.
So no, God is not homophobic, nor is he racist. Actions have consequences. In fact, God has such great love.
Why did God make the consequences worse for black and Latino people than for white people? Is there like a hierarchy of how offended he is by homosexuality depending on the race of the people doing it?
Yeah.
God works
Does
in
that make
mysterious
sense?
ways.
God's like, okay, well, you black gay men, 43% of you get AIDS. Hispanics, I'm not quite as grossed out by 2 Hispanic dudes going at it, so 22%. White dudes going at it, I guess I'm not even really that offended. I'll only curse 10% of you with AIDS. Like, does that make sense, Wild Bill? No, it doesn't, does it? Oh,
well, nothing about his worldview makes any fucking sense to begin with. So what does it matter what the rhetoric is?
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Love for
Just
mankind
making a
that
video
he
about
gave his
anus.
only son to die on the cross, taking the punishment for all of our sins. If we will admit our sin and turn from that sinful life to life in God, we can be reconciled with God Almighty and live in eternity with him. But sadly, most will reject that magnificent gift because they love other men's rectums more than they love their Creator. And believe it or not, those of us who choose to obey God and use our bodies the way God designed them to be used, we are the ones modern society labels as mentally ill. Imagine that.
You are mentally ill because you believe in something with no evidence. So yes, you do seem more
You
mentally
live in
ill
a
than...
magical fairy in the sky. That seems pretty crazy. I don't know, Bill.
Bill's just mentally ill because he's standing on the front porch of his suburban neighborhood with his neighbors walking by, describing what the anus is. Like yeah, you're mentally ill, Bill.
Do you think he like goes up to them and has conversations with them like this?
Probably.
Like, do they suffer the everyday occurrences of Wild Bill?
Yeah, they're like, hey, Bill, how's the wife? She's
You guys wanna
doing
hear
good.
a horrible joke?
Listen, the man's anus is a toxic waste dump.
TJ, at some point before
you guys
want to
hear a really horrible joke?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the only STD you can get from phone sex? Hearing aids.
Oh! Fucking piece of shit. TJ, at some point,
Hearing aids.
You need to tell that bank story, TJ. At some point.
Oh my God! Yes, you have to tell that fucking story.
Maybe it can be story time with TJ.
You know what? Let's tell that in the post show.
Yeah, I'll tell that in the post show. You're gonna hear my weird bank experience with this creepy ass lady.
It is fucking crazy.
It is pretty nuts.
Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the post show.
All stars now.
That joke is old.
Post
Ben.
show. Yeah.
Come on, Ben. But yeah, I'll tell
It is
that
old.
weird ass story in the post show, so you guys can.
This is a really
download it
fucked up
on
story, too.
SoundCloud and shit. Oh yeah,
It's creepy.
Paul's ego doesn't want to do story time with Paul every Friday because he's afraid of running out of stories. So that you guys
Fuck
know.
you, TJ.
What a fucking crybaby.
Fucking Paul.
A crybaby? I'm
Yeah.
trying. Look, I love the segment. I'm trying to preserve the segment. I'm not an endless font of experience.
Hey,
Most of my
just-
days,
should be.
the highlight is when I take
right.
a shit.
Make some shit up, Paul. Come on.
Well, you better get the fuck out and have some experiences then, Paul.
It's time to make
Stop
shit up
falling down
whole
the sta-
cloth,
yeah.
Paul.
Or do
Whole
that.
cloth. Make shit up whole cloth,
Whole cloth,
Paul.
Paul.
Do one or the other.
I got corrected on another one that I did too. Apparently, I said adipose in the last episode, which is like fatty tissue. Which I guess maybe that's why I said it, because my face and jowls and larynx are mostly made up of adipose fatty tissue, and I think I was trying to say opposite, but yeah. So Thanks, guy.
Jowly
who's corrected me
Wowly
twice
fell
now.
down the stairs. Jowly Wowly's dead, and no one that he cares.
Jolly Wally.
At least he saved his dog, TJ.
Yeah.
I did.
Boomer.
I'm a fucking hero. TJ.
Yeah, but he was the one who put the dog in danger. He's not a fucking
He
hero.
saved him.
That's like if,
okay,
that's like if
whatever.
the boulder
Like,
in Indiana Jones happens to hit Indiana Jones out of the way somehow.
Yep.
You know?
You are negligent with your dog.
Your dog is Indiana Jones. You're the fucking boulder.
Yeah, I'm going to call fucking animal control. I think this is ridiculous, Paul.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
call him, Ben. Be like, my buddy Paul saved his dog at the last minute with a heroic toss to the left. Tell him.
He's throwing dogs around.
Hey, you said it was to the right earlier.
What if you had thrown the dog
Story's
and you had not
changed.
seen a live wood chipper to the left of you? This could be a totally different story, Paul.
Scotty, didn't you have a challenge for Paul?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like I'd win, so I don't see what the point would be.
Now you gotta tell me, Scotty.
Oh fuck, dude.
Well, you know, TJ and Ben, like I know I can outdrink them easily. I've just done it before. I mean, TJ's nothing. Ben's a little bit harder than TJ, surprisingly, but Paul, I think I can outdrink you. So on the next private show, I'm challenging you, Paul, if you're man enough, which maybe you're not.
Okay, yeah,
To
no,
go
that's
head-to-head
fine.
with me.
I mean, I spent the entire balance of my 20s so piss drunk that I don't remember most of them. So, I mean, if you want to
Oh, you're
step
gonna
up,
lose.
let's do it.
You have no chance.
Holy shit.
You have no chance. Paul.
Well,
unless I actually get violently ill before, then maybe you'll.
We were talking about doing that for the private show. Not the one that we're gonna do in this month, but the one in April.
Yeah, so we can get people to sign up on Patreon so they can see the drinking contest.
But Paul has been challenged and he's accepted.
Look, I've accepted. Challenge accepted. I will go
Thank
drink
you.
for drink with Scotty, and then probably have a few drinks after he passes out face down on the fucking desk.
Dream on, Paul.
Yeah, TJ and I, the only two peasants that can hold their liquor, will toast our victory at the end.
Oh, TJ can participate if he wants to, but he's going to lose as well. I mean, any of you guys can participate, but I'm going to win.
You ain't winning shit, bitch.
Oh, TJ, you're going to lose so bad.
Garbage, Scotty.
TJ, you're going to beg. You guys are both going to beg for the contest.
You're
then.
nothing, Scotty. You're garbage.
You're
Really, TJ?
rubbish.
Yep.
Really, TJ?
Yep. I turned it around on you, Scotty.
Oh, you're clever, TJ.
I've been planning this for years.
You're a clever guy, TJ.
Planning it for
Nothing gets
years.
by you. But I'm going to beat TJ and Paul and whoever else wants to. Even if you're at home, I'll beat you too. I'm going to beat everyone.
Gonna beat the internet in a drinking contest.
Yeah, I got this, dude. No problem.
You got this.
All right. So, did you want to go do the post show now, or
I don't know how.
Let's do one more video.
We haven't been on long enough.
Let's see.
Pretty short show then.
Yeah, we should stay on for a little while.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
we're
let's
ready.
do some
We
more
should probably play
videos.
another video or two.
Yeah.
All right. This one is, are you an atheist? Let's hang out.
Okay.
So one of the things that I noticed about the social media haters that I have
The
is that a
giant
lot of them are
Post-it.
atheists. It's because our beliefs couldn't be on more opposite ends of the spectrum.
Well, atheists is
Atheists
actually
do
lack of
not
belief.
believe in the existence of a higher power, and psychic mediums claim to communicate with the higher power, angels,
Okay.
unicorns,
They have no
fairies,
idea what
whatever, on a daily basis.
Okay, hold on. Are unicorns and fairies really a higher power? I mean,
No.
even if they existed, they wouldn't be a higher power. They'd just be like some random
Supernatural
mythical creatures.
Yeah.
But what do these things even have to do with one another? Like, what is the relation? They're both. Someone believes in them or doesn't believe in them. I mean, what is that even? How's that even relevant?
I mean, like,
And I mean, she said she's a psychic medium. That means she talks to them. What the fuck can a unicorn tell her?
yeah, I don't
you
know.
guys are ignorant of the power of unicorns. Like, if you chop a
Maybe
unicorn's
so.
horn off, it's eternal darkness and winter for the rest of time. Have you
I'm sure
Damn.
Tom Cruise will handle that shit. Don't worry. And Tim Curry had a stroke, so we don't even have to worry about him. He's fine.
Good call.
So we could not possibly be on more different pages. So these are some of the comments that atheists have had to say about me.
Fuck you, you dumb cunt. Die of AIDS. So that can be one.
You're delusional. This is the best laugh I've had at an idiot all day. You will end up in a prison or a mental hospital. You're a total fraud. You're a bleach blonde bimbo with
Well, that's your
blinders on,
opinion.
and your reading comprehension skills are non-existent. You're an attention whore. Maybe you should get a real job. So, I, Christine Pavlina, would prefer to just allow everyone to live and let live. Let's just agree to disagree. You have your belief system,
agreeing to disagree
and I
doesn't
have
make
my
any
belief
sense.
system. So let's just go on our merry way, live our lives.
Okay, there's a problem with that. There's no compromise between truth and bullshit. You know, there's not. It's not like if I say the sky is blue and you say the sky is yellow, and then we say, well, blue and yellow together make green, so let's just agree the sky is green. It's like, no,
So now we're both
fuck
wrong.
That just makes us both idiots. Only you're the idiot. I'm not going to compromise with idiocy.
You know, evolution and creationism just don't get along. Let's just agree to disagree on it. It's no, there's no evidence for one.
I do
That's like if America and the Soviets like, we can't nuke each other, so let's agree to nuke somebody else. That sounds like a great idea.
That actually is a good idea.
Cool. Yeah, I'm actually behind this.
I nominate Canada. Well, no, the fallout would reach us. So, never mind.
I'm still for Canada.
Maybe if they bomb Brazil or just the countries near Brazil, it'll make Brazilian women mutate to have even more freakishly large asses. That'd be pretty
It's
awesome.
like your ideal Fallout game, TJ. There's just giant asses try to kill you instead or something.
I don't know if they necessarily want to kill me. They're just there.
They want to kill you.
Yeah.
And they glow.
I kind of differ with TJ on this. Like, I don't mind the live and let live mentality when it comes to religion, and stupid supernatural bullshit. The problem that I have is that, like, no religious person is capable of live and let live. It doesn't work on their end. Like, they cannot continue believing the way that they believe and continue trying to insert those beliefs into the public life. Like, I can't live my life separate from you because there are so many of you Christian weirdos and you weird fucking psychic mediums and shit that now my life is impinged, right?
Yeah.
So I would be willing to fucking ignore you and let you live in your fantasy land if you could keep it in your living room, but you keep putting it in the legislature. So
Yeah, in all fairness, the psychic mediums don't get much legislation passed, though.
No.
Maybe not.
But you know, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like people are definitely entitled to believe whatever they want, including crazy bullshit. But
Sure.
I'm never just going to be content to be like, well, that you do you. I mean, I don't buy that. I'm gonna argue. If you don't want me to argue with you, then don't come around me and don't speak your worldview to me. And certainly don't put it on YouTube. I mean, I don't bitch when people. I mean, I don't bitch when people. I mean, I kind of do bitch, but I don't say that anyone. I'm not surprised, or I would never say that someone doesn't have a right to disagree with me. You know, people disagree with me all the time. It's fine. I'll just tell them why they're wrong. Either that, or if I can't figure out why they're wrong, I guess I'll just assume I'm wrong and apologize.
And she's basically describing to you how he spends pretty much every day, all day, on Twitter arguing with people. This fucking moron. That's more stupid, Scotty.
Yeah, we'll be out having dinner, and TJ will just, like, run to the bathroom where he, like, sits there and, like, takes a dump while he's arguing with people on Twitter.
Yeah, they're all dumb.
Fucking Twitter.
Should you say that they're shit, TJ?
Dude, why even argue on Twitter when you can only type so many characters? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it is frustrating in that regard, but it's, you know, it's I don't know, it's kind of an addictive social media platform. And, you know, I have to keep an active social media presence.
Yeah, but that's not why you do
I have to argue incessantly, Ben.
You enjoy it.
Yeah, I do.
I have to argue.
I wish
Part of my job. I just got to argue with everyone all the time.
I guess the reason I'm on Twitter is because that's where everyone wants to argue, because they like the character limit. They like the fact that they can just evade any and all nuance by arguing there.
Yeah, you can have soundbite arguments.
Yeah, they want to have an argument. They want to have a soundbite war. So, you know, I'll engage in that, but it's not my favorite format. But you know, I get a giddy little thrill out of it. So whatever.
I see.
P.
I see P.
If ODB hit it, I can't fuck with it. Nothing against old Dirty or nothing, but I know he at least got herpes or something. And now he's dead.
He's dead, yeah.
Yeah.
You killed him,
The
TJ.
inner city posse got the dog beats, yo.
Yep.
And be happy.
I don't go that far back.
Right? Wrong. The other side came through and they said, Christine, we want you to find atheists, jump on their back, and put them in a sleeper hold until they agree to
No wrestling on the
higher
show.
power. We want you to nuzzle your face in their neck and give them Zerberts until they believe.
Sorry, what? What are you gonna do again?
What?
Give them a sherbert?
Am I gonna be aroused by this? I don't even.
Zerberts?
Zerberts? What is a
What the
Zerbert?
fuck is that?
Can someone explain what a Zerbert is?
No clue.
It's another term for a raspberry. It's when you put your mouth on somebody's skin and blow it
Yeah,
and make a fart.
gotcha. Right. Okay.
How insipid.
I'm not sure if I'm aroused by that, but maybe come try it, I guess. I don't know. I'll try it once, maybe twice.
Look how amused she is by her own joke, too. Look at that.
That was really funny.
You know what's really terrible about that? You know what's really terrible about that? And, you know, I'm ashamed I watch this show. I don't really watch it too much anymore, but I used to watch it. Pawn Stars. That guy Rick from that show.
Oh God,
that dude is in love with his shitty jokes. Like every time he tells like even the shittiest joke, he's like, like, oh my God, are you really that amused by yourself? What a narcissistic fuckwit. Anyway,
I think that's like the only real thing about that show is his narcissism.
yeah, I want to see a compilation of him laughing and awkwardly at his own bad jokes that are not ever funny.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be a good compilation. It'd take forever though, because he does it all the time.
I'm so amusing.
Laughing at his own shitty jokes smugly compilation. Rick from Pawn Stars. Anyway.
I hope already exists.
Anyway.
And a higher power. And I said, why?
Is there anything else?
I mean, we have some other stuff, but I don't know. We should probably just go into the post show.
All right. Everybody, we'll see you in the post show.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
I guess we can keep
good
the
fox.
Mexican in here, too.
Yeah, we'll keep him in here, too.
Fucking Mexicans.
All right.
Their
Story
food
time
is
with
good.
TJ.